Now we'll wait 5 seconds.
Hello, my name is Angela Griffin. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Inc. Today, I'm going to read about two famous African American women from this wonderful book called Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. The first leader is named Marian Anderson. She is a famous opera singer. With a nickname like Baby Contralto, Marian Anderson always had a future in opera. She started singing with her church choir in her hometown in Philadelphia when she was only 6 years old. The congregation wanted to help develop Marian's natural talent, so they raised funds to get her voice lessons. By the 1930s, Marian was performing at big venues and famous institutions in the United States and Europe, often as the first woman or African American to do so. In 1935, she was invited to the White House to sing for President and First Lady Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the first African American to receive such an honor. This, however, did not stop discrimination from affecting her career. In 1939, she was barred from performing at Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. When Eleanor Roosevelt found out, she invited Marian to sing at the Lincoln Memorial on Easter Sunday. Marian sang in front of a crowd of 75,000 people and was broadcast live across the United States to millions by radio. Marian stayed in the national spotlight for many more years. In 1955, she became the first African American to perform with the New York Metropolitan Opera. She delivered the national anthem at President John F. Kennedy's inauguration. He later awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She participated in the Civil Rights Movement and sang at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. Marian was a trailblazer and a leader in her field with a long, respected career. With her voice, she reached people all over the world, and when faced with adversity, she rose above it. Our next wonderful leader and figure is Katherine Johnson. She was a NASA mathematician. Judging by the way Katherine took to math, you would think that it was her first language. As a child, she counted everything. She skipped 7 grades and graduated ahead of her older siblings. As a young woman, she became a math teacher, but her mentor at the University of West Virginia encouraged her to pursue a career as a research mathematician. In 1953, Katherine got her chance. NASA's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia, had recently opened a lab that hired African American mathematicians. In a time before there were digital computers, cell phones, or computer machines, the women and men who performed computations were called computers. Katherine's first assignment was to the Flight Research Division. The United States was in the middle of the space race, a period of time in the 1950s and 60s when America and Russia were competing for technological advancement in spaceflight. The top goal, to get a man on the moon. Katherine was one of the people who helped make it happen. Her job was to calculate the flight path for the first mission in space. Imagine! The Earth is rotating, the moon is revolving, and a rocket has to follow a very specific path in order to reach its moving target. Even when mechanical computers were introduced, Katherine was still crucial. She continued computing at NASA until her retirement in 1986, and her work influenced every major space program up to that point during the Friendship 7 mission in 1962. John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, refused to launch without verification that Katherine herself had double-checked the math. In 2015, President Barack Obama awarded Katherine the Presidential Medal of Freedom, America's highest civilian honor. These are two of our famous leaders, and I encourage you to continue reading and discovering other famous Black leaders and become a Black detective in Black history.